I'm just gonna let these pigs out here and then I'll catch up with you. Been meaning to do this for a few days now. I'm gonna open up this fence here and let these guys, I think this fence is off, and let these guys out. I'm letting the pigs out onto this land. I've had the goats here. Historically, this gets so brushy you can't walk through it. I'm gonna have the pigs on it probably part of 2 days. I don't want it torn up, and then I'll put the pigs back. They are big, aren't they?
Yeah.
They look really good. It might take them a little while to work up the nerve to cross that fence line. We'll see if they even do. I might have to lure them out with feed. For right now, Brianna and I are just taking a quick walk, just to talk really. My mom's here, watching the kids for a few minutes. This pasture looks pretty good, honestly.
The goats have been doing their job back here. We are reclaiming this woodland pasture and just weedy, brushy, briery pasture back to grass, and it's working.
Like all this up here, this upper section, this will come up in grass pretty much.
Yep, and 2 years ago it came up in weeds and briars. I mean, really we're adding at least a whole another acre of pasture to our land.
It's almost too cold for my feet. Imagine jumping into this. We're gonna share with you our spring homestead goals through basically May. That gives us a little over a month. I'm standing by this tarp here. One of our big goals is to get our blueberries and raspberries and 2 apple trees in the ground.
And blackberries.
And blackberries. Blackberries, raspberries, and blueberries has been our goal for the past 3 years. We're actually doing it this year.
We have them ordered. We must plant them.
Yep. This tarp is going to sit here, hopefully, to just suppress this grass some. This is where our blueberries are going. They'll all 20 plants will fit in 2 rows on here. The mulch patch will be bigger than this tarp, though.
All 20 will fit here?
Yeah, they'll just bear. Well, the end will come just longer. So the plant's actually here, and then the mulch wider around it. I will not be making leaps forward in my plans for a massive orchard that I hope to eventually have. However, I'm just filling in 2 spots in our existing apple tree layout. That's apple trees.
Okay, our plan for raspberries, I believe at this point we have 20 plants coming. They will be inside our garden fence to protect them from deer. And they're gonna run along this fence line all the way to the corner. And then our blackberry plant will run along the back fence line with that one. So our spring garden plans are already underway. We have quite a bit of our spring garden already planted, already coming up. We'll finish up our early spring planting in the next couple days. We're almost done with that. But we will continue to prep for our summer planting, and this is where our summer garden goes. Our big plants, our squash, our pumpkin, our sweet potatoes, our corn, our beans. Our tomatoes might go up here. This is a huge job. And between the raspberries, blueberries, blackberries, this job is going to be gigantic. Are you kissing Kitty? Gentle.
So I got Mama Frizzle here, or Silky, who hatched out some of these babies. And she actually hatched out this one, didn't hatch out this one, I'm pretty sure. And I'm showing them to you just to show you how they're doing. They're doing great. They're growing, they're healthy. Mama's doing a great job taking care of them. You don't need a light bulb in your barn if you have a broody hen like this. She'll be your brooder. I'm showing you though because we're about to get geese in the mail. That's another thing we have to be ready for. These chicks are going to be out of here into the stall down the hill. The chickens down the hill ideally are going to be on pasture with the chickshaw, and the baby geese and the ducks that are in the incubator are going to go in this brooder. So we got a big shuffle that we need to do in the next 2 weeks. These videos sometimes are a little frustrating to me, just talking about what we're going to do, but honestly, that's not all it is, because we'll have days where we just go, either I'm working as a nurse and we're extremely busy, or we're just getting a ton done here, and we sometimes have to just stop and kind of take a step back and say, okay, what are we doing? What's happening? So what you're actually seeing is not just talking about what we're going to do. This has actually been a planning day for us. We sat down with calendars first thing this morning, and we're trying to deliberately say, okay, what are the things we really need to get done this early, this spring and then early summer? Because the temptation, at least for me, is just to get completely distracted with projects. And then if you're not careful, you get to the end of the summer and you're like, oh my gosh, we didn't get this done or that done, which of course that'll happen anyway. Baby goats.
Come on. And of course, for the rest of the spring, we will be watching for Moonbeam to kid. Her udder is starting to fill. I don't know her exact due date. That's very exciting though. And I actually felt the babies kick me today on the hand. In about a week and a half, we will start separating. There you go. In about a week and a half, we'll start separating mamas and babies and begin milking full time and have milk again on the homestead. Also with the goats, we will be deciding which babies we're going to keep, which ones we're going to sell, and that will also help us decide if we will keep our current buck or sell him and get a new buck. And we do plan on keeping Lucky, but I don't know about the other two yet, and I haven't decided yet on keeping Braveheart because he's a really good buck. Lastly, with the goats, we'll continue to rotate them around our property for clearing the land.
If we keep a kid, we have to get rid of Braveheart. We don't have a solid woven wire enclosed area that Braveheart can go in to keep him from breeding the little goats. So if we keep a kid, Braveheart has to go. In the future, we'll have the ability to separate a buck out. We don't have that now. You just have to have a really solid enclosure for the buck. That's not happening anytime real soon. The pigs have not been out at all. There's no footprints out here. And look, there was a fence there. Come on, pigs, they're about to cross. Yay! Come on, piggies, come on, you got it.
They did
Good,
it!
Yay! They figured it out.
There is nothing cooler than watching animals on fresh grass. Their joy is my joy. Look at how big they are.
Now I wouldn't leave these pigs out here when I'm not here because it's not like a great 100% containment enclosure. There's wires up there. They can walk under wires. They can push under them.
Mostly though, they'll be pretty happy out here just for a couple hours of grazing because it's all fresh grass. So when we're home, we can just let them out here for some fresh green.
And while we're down here, the last thing we're gonna do, kind of this, what I would consider late spring, early summer, is we're gonna kill these two pigs. It's really a bad time of year to kill pigs. It's just warm, but it's fine. We'll chill the meat quickly. But these guys gotta go, and we have a date set. Step one is explore the whole enclosure. That's what they do first. Check everything out.
Getting these pigs butchered at the end of May, we'll be butchering them. Like he said, is not ideal, but then we'll be on track for doing winter butchering of our pigs. So that'll get us on track to where we want to be for butchering seasons.
One of these pigs is going to her brother for whatever he wants to do with it. He's gonna come out. One of them is his. And then the other one is going to largely be cured. I'm gonna shoot for 4 hams, dry cured bacon, maybe salami. We'll see how far we go with that. Technically not, I don't think I'm gonna smoke my hams. I think I'm gonna do more Italian style hams. I'm happy to have him out here.
He is too. It's funny, just talking about it makes it feel like we don't have that much to do, but honestly, I will be really proud of us if we accomplish all of that. this spring. That's just spring plants.
And putting in blueberry bushes is not a small job. It requires pretty extensive soil amendment to have successful blueberries in most areas. Well, folks, thanks for joining us. It's been another great day on the homestead. We're happy to share some of our homestead plans, and we'll bring you along as we go.
Now we actually do have work to do. Back to the garden.
Bye-bye. Look at this. They've got all this clean grass out here. And where do they go? Hey, come a little mud bath. And you wonder why our pigs are so dirty. The funny thing is that we come back from shooting this little video, we come back from the barn, and sitting on the porch is the very now distinctive to me Stark Brothers tree box. Apples are here. Now I've really got to get to work. I've got to put these 2 apple trees in the ground and get this thing started.